so scary. All it separates is me and the glass.
Good morning, everyone. We got the fire going. We're gonna get some water boiling for coffee, and while that's going, we're gonna go out and get the chicken lights turned on. Almost out of water. It's one of those mornings where like what? Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh, look at that. I'm going.
MC Hammer?
No, I'm going dancing. The people, this leggings. I'm wearing, what are they called?
I don't know.
What was? What's in there? What's in that?
Our half and half from the farm.
Oh. I need more wood out there.
Jeez. Going through fast.
I really would like us to get one now. Okay. I'm not really like that cool or nothing, but I just like complaining. You know what I mean?
So now you're doing those moves yourself right here.
I am?
Yeah, I'm not even moving.
I thought you were dancing.
No. Okay.
You still have a jacket on.
It's cold in there.
These 4 packets for them?
Yeah, I don't know how much they'll eat. It's still a little frozen. So the dogs are getting very lucky today. Someone gave us some freezer burnt meat, and today they're eating caribou. It's nice. Very nice meat. So they get the caribou, and then they get a half a cup of kibble each. Sit, Bo. Come on, Bo. Sit. Sit, Bo. Sit down. Okay, that's good enough. There you go. There you go. Come on, Bo. Okay, so the coffee's done. We're gonna make breakfast. I think Arielle's gonna make some rolls to start with. Nice. Look at that. Cream that is. Here.
No wireless spoon.
All aboard! Won't warm up, they're so cold.
I think it's because you wear flip-flops.
It is.
going to be making us some just super simple quick rolls for breakfast. With a little bit of coconut oil, and then I'm going to be warming up about a cup of milk in there too. I'm using about 2 teaspoons of yeast, and I'm going to add our milk and oil once it's cooled down a little bit. Okay, I added about a tablespoon of sugar and a teaspoon of salt to this, and we're going to see how much flour I have to add.
All right, we're grabbing some bell pepper for breakfast, and then we also got to fill up our holding tank inside. So I'm gonna bring the hose in, let it thaw out for a little while. So it's just one of those mornings. We need a second cup of coffee. We have time because those rolls are rising. When those are done, we're gonna start on breakfast. We're getting pretty hungry. Yes. It's gonna be pretty good.
Big french fries there.
Cool. Well, then that's not. Oh my god, these potatoes are so good. Oh no.
That's good.
Oh sister.
I won't even do that bowl. Just put it back down. What? Hard?
They're so cold. Come
It's
on.
nice down there.
Feel it. Feel this potato. See how cold that is?
Yeah.
And then feel that one.
Yeah. It's way colder.
No, do you actually feel that?
Yeah, it's really cold.
Big breakfast. Whole onion style. Pepper. Come on. You're so. Ah, she's scratching. You're so mean. juice now.
No juice.
Look at that egg.
Look at the roll.
Look at that sausage.
Oh man.
That was like a 2-hour breakfast. It was worth it though.
Hold on, Bo.
I do want my jacket. I'm bringing gloves too.
We'll go out.
Gotta loosen them up. It's still tied.
I'd like to do that. I don't want to untie my boots before I put them on. Not today. Hey, Krusty. Come on, let's go. Come on. What? What is that? Fox? That's a
Coyote?
That's a coyote or a fox to the frame.
Yeah, I guess.
Where'd he go?
So we recently watched a TV show where this guy was doing like massive art on like the snow, and his were like, you know, hundreds of feet big. So I figured I'd give it a try. I made a smiley face and it's pretty lopsided, but it turned out pretty good. Are you doing an arrow?
Is that normally how an arrow looks?
Do it bigger though.
You're gonna stay in the circle of love. This is my favorite thing about Alaska, this sparkle in the snow.
Back. Gentle. Bandit. Gentle. Here you go, Bo.
Yeah.
Good. How you doing out there? Huh?
About half.
There.
Oh, you never cut that one smaller.
I will.
Oh, you need your axe. I was saying that is I thought one of the pieces was a really good piece for trimming. Oh, them all? I just threw one on the fire.
Okay. Well, about a month ago, had the tree fall on my Husqvarna, and I finally got my new fuel tank. So I'm gonna see if I can put this in real quick. Thing about this fuel tank is it's not as easy as just putting a fuel tank on there and doing the fuel lines. It's actually like all connected to your throttle. So I think I have to take a few parts off this old one too and stick it on here. Anyways, we'll see how it goes. Okay, it looks like it's unbolted. I think I just got the fuel lines and the throttle left in there. Let's see if I can figure out how to get those out. This fuel line should just pull off. Let's see. On the new one, no. Looks like they pop in there. One. The fuel line looks like it's stuck on there pretty good, and I don't want to rip that fuel line. It doesn't look like a regular fuel line I've seen. It's more like soft rubber. So got the one off. See if I can get the second one off without breaking that thing. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to spray a little WD-40 in there. See if I can get it lubed up a little better. Okay, got her. This one's looks like it's a little harder because this is where, what's going on here? This is the one that sucks the fuel into the motor. It's longer. What the heck is going on here? There's something attached to the end. I think I gotta take this apart more. Let's see. Here's the gas cap. I need this for the new one. Is this what's holding it? Oh yeah. So it looks like there's like a little filter I'm gonna have to take off first. Okay, got it out. Looks like that's gonna be really fun to put back in. Let's see if I can get this apart. I got the old gas tank out. Wasn't too bad. Now, still quite a bit of parts on this one that don't come with the new gas tank. So I'm gonna get everything switched over to that gas tank and we'll see if we can get it back in. Looks like I got all the parts off the old gas tank. I think next step, basically just gonna reverse process. I'm gonna start with this throttle cable and I'll work on the fuel lines, see if we can get this thing together. Well, I believe that's it. I think I just gotta get the bar and the chain back on. But there's the old one. And got the new one on. I think that's it. Only took about half an hour. We put the bar on here and the chain, clean this up a little, and put some fuel in her and see if it fires up.
Okay, I found some of our smaller jars. We're going to be making a few salves today, and we have to get our water filled up first.
So we always like to kind of have a pot of hot water on the stove in the winter, so I'm filling this up. And not only are we going to be filling up the reservoir for our house, which is for like washing dishes and things like that, but we're also going to fill up our drinking water, which goes in these blue bins. Stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Hey, that'd be a cool nickname for me. Buckeye. Down. Sometimes it's so cold it gives you a brain freeze. Alright, we worked up an appetite. We're gonna make some lunch. I think we're gonna make a salmon salad on some of these rolls. Seal on that. Alright, I tried it. It needed mayonnaise, so we made a little mayonnaise, and we should be ready to eat.
Perfect. Is the water hot enough? glue that you put on this?
I think I super glued it.
Seems to have held really well.
I put a screw in and I super glued it.
Well, that seems to have worked very well.
Yeah, you screw it and you glue it. That's what my nana always told me.
We're all set up to make our Devil's Club salve from the root that we harvested just a few months back. And so this has been infusing in oil for a few weeks. The first thing I have to do is strain it. We ended up with 6 ounces of the infused oil, and now I'm going to be measuring out our beeswax. I prepared this from the bees earlier this year, so we have a nice cube. This is actually what it looks like when we take the extra from them when they build 𝐸𝐸𝐻, and it needs to be processed so it doesn't have little random bits of pollen and bees in there, and you end up with a really nice cube or something like this. So I'm looking to get about 1.5 ounces of beeswax because we want to do a 1:4 ratio. So, 1 part beeswax to 4 parts oil. So I'm gonna get this heated up. Beeswax makes everything a mess. I have my own separate pot for it and equipment just because it's a nightmare to clean once you get beeswax on anything. And now that the beeswax is melted, I'm gonna add the rest of the oil. And everything's melted and combined. It's really hot. I'm gonna move it over and pour it through this beeswax cheesecloth I have. And the only reason I'm filtering it is because this pot that I'm using has residual beeswax with some little sediment in it, and I don't want that in our finished product. So that worked really nicely. This is actually my first time doing this, and we're pretty excited to try this salve. This plant is supposed to be really helpful for pain, and although I don't really have pain, I am interested in trying it. Eric's interested in trying it just for little ailments, and we kind of wanted to get it into a jar, so we'll have it as like a little balm. We can apply it topically and see how it helps us. It's quite fragrant, so I'm very excited about it. As you can see, beeswax, once it's on cheesecloth, it does technically like damage it, so I have to save this one as my beeswax one. And the last thing I have to do is just get this in the jars before the beeswax hardens. I'm also going to get our keeper grains changed over for the day. And we have to head outside and check on the chickens because we are losing light fast. So those are the grains we're left with. Come on, let's go safe.
Well, it's about 4 in the evening. Sun's starting to go down. I think we're gonna call it quits for outside today. We're gonna head inside. We're gonna make a quick snack and an espresso before we have dinner. We bought this little contraption a couple months ago and it is awesome. And it's called a mocha pot, I believe is how you say it. It's M-O-K-A. Anyways, we love using this thing. It's a really quick way to get a little espresso. I got the bottom compartment filled with water. And you put this in there. You fill it with some coffee. And then you screw the top on. And you can put this on the wood stove, but we usually just do it on the stove right here. And it just takes a couple minutes. And as soon as the hot water gets hot, it like boils up through the coffee and then it percolates into this top compartment and you can kind of hear it doing its thing. You shut it off and you got an espresso. And we like to have ours with a little bit of cream and some sugar in it. Nice strong little espresso. We have a very active sourdough starter right here. We're gonna turn this thing over because we haven't done it today, and I'm gonna show you a little snack that we like to make out of this. I've got a hot skillet here with some olive oil in it. This is our sourdough starter, and as you can tell, this is like extremely active. This thing keeps overflowing. Anyways, we're gonna make like almost like a pancake or like a cracker out of this thing. Basically, I'm just gonna pour this into the cast iron skillet, and I'm gonna add some salt and some herbs to it. We pretty much turn our sourdough starter over every single day, and we discovered this a while back. And it's just a good way to use the extra sourdough starter that you were going to discard if you're going to be turning over your sourdough starter.
This one's really, it's really skinny.
It's so good.
You didn't put this one.
I didn't. Too bad. That's nice of you.
So good.
What if you made a pizza crust out of that? Like a real thin one? Like a mini pizza? There, water in here. Just a little.
Oh, you give me hot water? Nice. I'm trying to think about when we had this. This is over 10 years old.
It's got like extra screws and carter pins in it too.
I know.
Here's the healthiest foods in the world. Broccoli, apples, kale, blueberries, avocado, leafy greens, sweet potatoes.
This is really healthy.
Mushrooms. It's gonna be good.
I think that when yours is done, maybe I could try a sample
Yes.
just to know what it tastes like, you know what I mean? No reason why you can't eat before, you know.
No, there isn't anything.
Oh man!
None.
It kind of reminds me of like 𝐀𝐢𝐯𝐬𝐧𝑠.
It's good.
I don't know why.
It's a lot like caramel, huh? Probably just the way I cut it.
Oh. Oh yeah.
What?
It's freaking good.
I know.
Oh, scary how good that is. Yum.
Salt and pepper.
You got a little more sauce?
Yeah,
How much?
that's pretty good. You want more meat than that for now?
No, that's more than enough. Thank you. Ready? Of course, we couldn't finish off the night without making some dessert. So we're making chocolate chip cookies, and I have to get some coconut oil on the wood stove to melt. Okay, our oil is hot. I'm gonna get all of our ingredients mixed up.
Bo, you become the worst beggar in this house.
One especially large cookie for me? No.
Those look really good.
Okay. They look nice.
They look really good.